What's up, folks? Welcome in to the second edition, I think, of Professor Rusty's Workshop Live. And I have two great guests, Oli from Oli Makes and New Beginnings Workshop. Uh, uh, that guy. Dang it. Chase. Dang it. I was thinking, it's not Casey. Yeah, I always screw it up. Anyway, welcome in. And let's see who we got over here. Man, we got some folks in there. Who are the chicks with Rusty tonight? What?
This coming from the guy with the prettiest nails in woodworking.
Right? There was some pretty pink fingernails. Hey, we got Ray and Sandy, June's House of Crafts, Dad, Delan, Electric Whittler, Plywood, Jeff Dowdy. There's Miss Francis, Allison's Stressful Mom, and I don't think I missed anybody.
EW.
Hope everybody. Oh, Timmy the pilot. That guy. So, how's everybody's week been so far? Last week, see, it's got me all screwed up because I had to have a few days off, and then I went back to work, and I don't even know what day it is. It's Thursday, right? Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I hope so.
Friday.
Jen Clifton's in there. Hey, Jen. She says, what the heck? We're just kind of hanging out. Look at there.
Finally got her. I got some. It needs some touch-up work done, but I'll get it there.
Is that going to be a porch leaner?
No, it's going to be a noodle board for your stovetop.
Oh, okay.
Looking good, Chase.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was wanting to go live from the shop. I've been working on an enclosure for the laptop that I'm going to have out there, so that it keeps the dust out. And I just haven't had time to get it completely finished. I got a good bit of it done. Today, I've got a gold mine for wood. I just happened to luck up on this place on Marketplace, and I was like, this seems really weird. So I texted the guy, and he's like, well, you can only get it Tuesdays through Thursdays, 7 a.m. to noon. And the pictures that he's got up, it's a huge pile of wood. But, you know, the background around it, it looked like an industrial type place. There was a big fence, had barbed wire on top. And there was a big building it was set next to. And I'm like, this is kind of funky. So it turns out, he gives me the address to the place. It turns out it is right by Atlanta Airport. And it turns out that it's a shipping thing with Atlanta Airport. Anyway, every piece of wood was $1. Doesn't matter what it was. 4x4s, 2x6s, 2x4s, everything was $1. And it's dunnage, what they call dunnage from shipping. And I put as much as my little truck would hold. I had $40 in it, and I've got now the 2x4s, and it's all over. I guess it's all overseas stuff. Their 2x4s are actually 2 3/16 thick and 3 3/4 inch wide. So it's a chunk of freaking wood.
Yeah.
The 2x6s were the same, were regular, but there was 1x6s. I got 13 1x6s. I got 18 2x6s. I got 12, 13, 8, I forget, 18 or 19 of those 2x4s and 2 4x4s. It was 40 pieces, $40.
You can't beat that. I wish I could run across a deal like that.
Yeah, no kidding. Next Tuesday, I'm taking Dad's trailer down there, and we're going to load that sucker up.
Time to turn that kind of a deal into some profit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You start being like Chase and buying all the tools you come across on Marketplace now.
Yeah, right.
I've slowed down on buying the tools a little bit, but it doesn't mean that I'm not still looking at them.
Yeah, I just actually picked up a scroll saw using my last video. $50.
I've seen that.
Nice.
Not a bad deal at all.
No, it ain't.
Yeah,
Scroll saw is one tool that I've used scroll saw, but when it comes to real fine, intricate scroll work, that's one thing that I don't have no experience in.
Yeah, this is actually the first time I've used one, so I'm liking it for the inside cuts. A hell of a lot better than the jigsaw.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I wanna get one and play around with it. We just have got our little bandsaw. It's a little 10-inch bandsaw that Joe, old DIY woodworking, he gave me one. We had one, but it was Judy's dad's, and it was a mess. I mean, it needed the new drive belts, it needed the new tires and stuff on there. And the one that Joe gave me was in pretty good shape, though I couldn't figure out. I couldn't get the band tight enough where it wouldn't just try to turn and move whichever way it wanted to go, and it turned out that we took both of the saws apart, and I changed the bottom piece on the one that Joe gave me to the one that Judy's dad had, and they looked almost the same, but there was something slightly different about the two. But anyway, that fixed it. Putting Judy's dad's one on there, it fixed it. So now it works great. And Judy's used it more than I have. She's really liking that. And then for her 25th,
she keeps going in the shop. You're going to have to start paying her pretty soon, Rusty.
I know. And for her 25th thing at work, 25 years, they let you pick out of a book. Hell, she picked up a DeWalt 7.25-inch battery operated skill saw, and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So
when it comes to the DeWalt circular saws, the battery operated one, the 7.25 is what you want. The 6.5 ain't bad. I'm not knocking it, but the plate on the bottom of the 7.25, it's 1/8 inch thick, and I'm pretty sure it's aluminum, but it's a whole lot easier to make straight cuts with it versus the 6.5.
Oh, well, I know it cuts real good. We had a really old blade lying around that I swapped out onto it and flipped it around backwards to cut some sheet metal. Man, it just zipped right through that shit. Some roofing, that real thin roofing stuff. Man, it zipped through that shit like it was nothing. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, you start getting good tools, it changes the game. I mean,
yeah,
completely.
Yeah, I look on Marketplace plywood every day just to see what I can find. There's been a couple of deals that I wished I could have jumped on. Somebody was threw up a Jet. I think that was right. Jet, does that sound right? Bandsaw, yeah. Jet. I know that was probably a quality machine, but I didn't get to it fast enough.
Yeah, anything.
Is this the saw you're talking about?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep. And it came with 2 batteries, 2 big ass batteries too.
Oh, hell yeah. There's where the money's at.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Cask 529, what's up, buddy? Hey, if y'all, he does some woodworking and stuff too, but he's got a bourbon channel. They they drink some good stuff. Um, yeah, they drink that stuff I can't afford.
Mm.
There's Runic. What's up, Runic? So let's see. I had some things over here that I was going to read about. Oh, I was going to talk about. So, have you heard about fractal vices, Oli?
Yeah.
So I seen Adam Savage from MythBusters. He talked about one a while back, and I'd forgot about him. And then I seen this company called Metmo is they're making a tiny fractal vice. It's going to be about $300. Let me share what this looks like. And it ain't cheap. 300 and oh wait, did I add it? Yeah. It's $324, but you see how the jaws are?
Mhm.
Chase said he hadn't seen them. Let's see if it'll. Yeah, right here in the video they'll show you it grabbing on to different stuff. Well, that's not really showing. I mean, it'll whatever you stick in there, it'll form to it.
I need one.
They're high. For a full size one, I think I've seen like there's that's $1,500 from that's Ally Express or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Adam Savage, I think he actually made one, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he made one. Yeah.
Which he's got the shop, he can make anything, so.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, he got the brain too.
Right.
Yeah, those things are pretty neat. Let's see, where did that go? So Milwaukee is coming out with the M18 rear handle circular saw. It's the 2930, and it is a brushless motor, integrated rotational dust port, brake, magnesium shoe and guards. It's $279 bare, but it looks like a heavy duty. Let's see. Looks like a heavy duty deal there. And then DeWalt, I didn't even know they were making battery operated miter saws. A 20 volt 12-inch miter saw from DeWalt.
A 20 volt 12-inch.
Yeah.
That is a 12-inch. Now I have the DeWalt 20 volt 7 1/4 inch.
It's the DCS 785.
What's the price tag on that, Jim?
I bet it ain't cheap. Let's see. It is $699.
What are kids
it would
worth?
be
I
up
might
there.
be able to get rid of one.
Comes with a 3-year warranty. Let's see. It's a 12-inch blade, 3,800 RPM. Miter 50 left to 60 right. Bevel 49 left and right. 14-inch sliding cut. Standing base nested crown is 6.5 inches.
The 7 1/4 that I have, I never was. I had seen them advertised for a long time, and I was like, I'm just not going to be big on a battery operated miter saw. Well, the company that I work for, they had one in our shop, and I got to using it for like base trim, window trim, and some 3 1/4 inch crown molding. And I can just grab that thing with one arm, pick it up, and put it on the truck. So I went and got one, and I think that one right now selling for like $329 or $359. So for a 12-inch, you're definitely going to pay for it.
Yeah, I wonder what the run time on that thing would be with 20 volt.
Now, does that just take
'Cause
a single, or does that take two batteries?
I
They're doing some of them tools that you can load them up with two batteries.
Yeah, power pack, tablets, batteries. I don't know. It doesn't say if it. I can only see one in the picture, but maybe there could be another one on there. But because from what I understand about power and all that, a lot of your consumption comes from starting up. When you hit that button and it's got to wind everything up. So if you're doing that repeatedly, is that going to kill something faster than something that's running continuously, where it kind of levels out? I don't know. I've never really thought about it. It says it's compatible with all DeWalt 20 volt max and flex volt batteries.
All right, there's where your run time will come in. If you have 60 volt flex volt batteries, you can get a full day's use out of one of their big batteries that's fully charged.
Yeah, I know those big batteries that come with that little saw that she got are 9 amp hour. They're huge, man. They're that thick. They weigh more than the damn saw does. But
yeah, they cost more than the saw does too.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's good they didn't cheap out on the batteries on her, at least. She got a quality unit done.
Yeah. See rhinestones in there. Mike is making stuff. What? I am Polka dead. What? Hey everyone, hope y'all are good. I'm Polka dead. I don't know.
Poked. They were poking each other in the chat, not judging.
Oh, hey, yeah, whatever. Hey, Yeah, I did everybody get their heart challenge stuff sent in to Deland? No.
I haven't done the heart challenge yet
Oh.
because I am. I may be able to. When's the deadline on it?
I think it's already. I don't know.
Amy say it was like mid-September.
Yeah, it was. I think it was actually today was the deadline. I think, but he's not home, so you could probably still send something in if it had a heart, on it or whatever. I don't know.
I have something that I can put a heart on tonight.
There you go. Yeah, let's see. Skill. I think I got the 6307. Skill's got a 8 1/4 inch compact table saw. I think mine is. I don't know if that's the same blade. I forget what size blade it is. It might be because it looks almost identical, except I got the contractor legs on mine. But yeah, I like it. I mean,
is that their newer one?
Yeah, it's launched in the back half of 2024. So
yep. I think that's the newest one they come out with. Heard a lot of good things about that.
I like everything about it. The fence is almost perfect, but there is a tiny bit of movement that if you don't pay attention, so you got the adjusting thing right here to slide your fence in and out. Can you see mine?
Yep.
Yeah. So you turn that and it slides in and out. On the other end, when you go to try to fine tune it. If you go one way, the end of the fence will just jump out from the rest of it, and you kind of have to fiddle with it to bring it back around. But other than that, you just have to watch it. But I like it. I wished I could afford one of those really good high end saws, but this thing's done everything that I wanted it to do.
Does it have the rack and pinion fence where you turn the
Yeah.
knob and the knob moves the fence?
Yeah. It's just the opposite end on the other end. It just kind of wiggles a little tiny bit more than I care for. But see, it does it when you're moving it away. When you stop, sometimes it'll hop forward just a little bit. I've messed around with the other side to see if I could tighten it up or stop that, but it is what it is. But I'm pretty sure that's the exact same saw I got. It's just mine came with the constructor leg. What the hell is that? Contractor legs, where you can stand it up on its own without having to be on a table or anything.
Yeah, I've owned many different table saws, from cabinet saws to job site saws, contractor saws. I've had all of them, and unless you have I know everybody in the chat's going to correct me on this because I never say it right, but the Weissmeyer or whatever it is, fence system, like the square rail with that heavy fence. Unless you have one of them, you are never going to get a table saw to where the fence is truly 100% dead accurate. And if you do get it dead accurate, I can guarantee you after a week of use, you take a caliper back to it and check the thousandths from front to back, it's going to be off.
Yeah. Yep. Well, has anybody lumber prices, have they been going down in your area or coming up, or have you seen
this in my area?
Yeah, they're saying that they've been down, but that with it's kind of volatile right now, and they're kind of unsure of with the tariffs and all that going on, and they're predicting it's going to go up, and that now is the time to be buying some wood if you're wanting to put anything back. But
I bought 200 board feet of white oak about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I got a killer deal on it. What had happened was a guy had bought a bunch of it to do some stuff on the inside of his house, and when he got finished, he had 200 board feet left. And they changed the plan on what they was doing during mid project, and he just wanted to get it out of his way, so I got it for $100 bill. And then I went and bought another. I'm not sure on how many board feet, but looking at it and guessing, I want to say probably 60 to 80 board feet of black walnut, and I got it for $100.
Nice. Yeah, I was watching somebody. I wished I would have wrote down who it was, but he was saying, don't ever buy anything from the big box stores, hardwood or anything. You want to go to independent guys or whatever, because they're marking that stuff up 300%.
Yeah, they are. When you go into Lowe's, you go to Lowe's right now. Now, Home Depot, they sell a variety of hardwoods. Lowe's, if you go in there to get hardwood, the only hardwood that you're going to find in Lowe's is red oak, and that's it.
Yeah.
And for 1x6, 1 inch thick, 6 inches wide by 8 foot long of red oak is $70 at Lowe's. I can go out here to any sawmill, local or far away, and buy that same red oak board rough cut. I got to run it through my planer and dress it to make it look like what's on the shelf, but I can get that same board for $10.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, see, the Home Depots around here, all you can get is maple, oak, and poplar. And I think, what is it they want for the poplar? I think it's like darn near $4 a linear foot.
Yeah.
And all they got is 1 or 3/4 inch.
Right.
and it's probably 5.5 inches wide, and they want almost $4 a linear foot for that.
Hmm. Yeah, you can't make no money. You can't make any money,
Mm-mm.
period, when you're buying lumber for that type of money.
No. Nope.
But now I tell you what I can do, and this may be a good tip for some people in the chat. Now, where I'm at in the southern part of West Virginia, the closest Home Depot to me is an hour, hour and 15 minutes away. The closest Lowe's to me is literally, whenever I was in high school, I could literally throw a baseball to where Lowe's is from my house. So I can go to Lowe's, like this stovetop cover that I just built. I get one 8 foot 1 by 12, which is really 3/4 by 11.5. And after I cut everything that I need out of it, I'm left with just under a 2 foot piece of it. But I can take it. They charge, the price tag right now says $14 and something. I bought 2 of them yesterday, and she told me they was $21 a piece. Well, I threw a fit. And but when you go to Lowe's and you're going to build anything out of 1 by, if you're using pine, and I'm sure you can do the same thing at Home Depot, but if you go to get that lumber, pick out the straightest board that you can. But if you know that you're not going to be using that whole board, and there's going to be parts of it that's going to be offcuts, it's going to be scrap lumber, find you some that has defects in them. It don't have to look like somebody took a sledgehammer to it. I mean, it could just be a chip off of the corner. Take it to them and tell them, can you mark this down because it's damaged? This is going to be trim work or whatever. And they'll do what they call calling it, and they'll cut that price in half. So yesterday I bought 2 of them boards that was going to be $21 a piece. Then she knocked them down to the 14 something. Then she cut that in half. So I got 2 of them boards for $7 a piece. And then I can make this noodle board that I'm selling for $80 tomorrow that I have $7 in.
Nice.
That's how you make money.
That's
it.
how you. Hey, Josh Fritz, what's up, my friend? I'm trying some of your stuff that you sent me. That's awesome, my friend. I just tried their 1792 cognac finished. Pretty good. Pretty good. I think what old Deland is, he's off doing family stuff. I think he was in there for a little while.
Hey, he's in there right away.
Yeah. Rhinestone, you had some 1792? Yeah, which one? There's a whole bunch of different ones. I think the only one I didn't care for was the and he sent me one, which I guess I'll have to try it again, was their sweet wheat. I don't know, something about it just didn't hit me just right when I had it, but you never know. Tastes change. Let's see. I had some other topics. Where did it go? Framing.
Deland's still hanging out.
Oh.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, he's doing some carving. The in-laws didn't stop. Oh. Hey, did you know trees can access the internet? How do you reckon they access the internet? They log in. Yeah, they log in. Yeah, all right. Where's you got to do the yeah. It's terrible. Let's see what else is on the old tool radar. Bosch's 18-volt brushless barrel grip jigsaw.
The barrel grip jigsaw is a nice jigsaw.
Yeah, it says here it was this guy says it's one of the most full-featured models he's seen, and everything you could want to help dial in the precision accuracy and quality of cuts. And now I don't understand what it would do, but additionally, it's a connected tool that offers controls and diagnostics in the Bosch Pro 360 app.
That sounds expensive if it breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's $209. Has a 5-year warranty. Let's see. It's got a integrated dust blower. That's nice. LED light. Variable speed, 4 orbital modes. And adaptive speed control. And this is where the stuff starts going up right here. Oliver. I've never heard of Oliver. It's a benchtop, 15-inch benchtop planer.
Big money.
Ooh.
It looks like it. A 2.5 horsepower, 230 volt motor with a HCX helical cutter head. It's just cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Every word
gotta
you're
have
saying
fork
costs
lift to
about
move it.
$200.
A 2-speed. Let's see. It's got a 2-speed transmission with 4 in the floor or 4 in the. No, wait. 4-wheel drive. No. Let's see. Ooh, it's not cheap, buddy. $2,200.
But it'll handle anything you throw at it.
15-inch wide, stock thickness range, 1/8 of an inch to 6 inches. Damn it.
Wow.
12 feed rate is 12 or 20 feet per minute. Weighs 158 pounds.
That's one you're going to want to mount permanently. You ain't going to want to be pulling that out from under the bench.
Uh-uh.
I mounted my 735 on I built a stand and mounted it on it. And the stand I made to match the height of my miter station and my table saw and my workbench. And it's great. Cut wheels on, casters on it that you can lock and all that. It's great. I love it. But where the damn planer is so heavy, if you're rolling it across the floor and hit a wood chip or a screw or an extension cord, that thing wants to tip over. And I guess I'm going to have to get some weight or something and strap to the legs at the bottom to prevent that.
Yep, got to weight down that base a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dad built an A-frame. We pulled diesel motors and stuff with it. Huge thing. It's got big steel wheels. And, a zip tie laying on the floor flat will stop that thing cold in its tracks, buddy. You got any sort of weight on there? If it's not loaded, it'll just, bounce right over it. But, you got a motor hanging from it and you go to moving that thing across the floor. It hits that, it stops, that motor swings out. Like, holy shit. Yeah, you got to make sure the path is clear when you start moving that thing.
Got to sweep up all that kitty litter off the floor and make sure it's got a good straight path.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what sucks about stuff like that is, like, especially with my planer, I can be scooting through the shop trying to move stuff in a hurry to bring something in the shop and hit something. Just like you said, it don't matter the least little thing. It could be an 1/8 inch thick, and it stops dead in its track while I'm behind it, hurrying up and pushing it, and then it stops. It wants to tip over, and then I want to tip over with it.
There's Old Path. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, Old Path?
Hey, OP.
I need to get out there.
Do either one of y'all get the Tool Deal text alerts from 731?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I need to.
You need to look at. They'll send you text messages. It's Tool Deals, and it's a bunch of tools that's on sale. I get them all the time. I don't really buy a lot off of there, but my Nerex chisels that I have, I got them for less than half price. My Bora parallel clamps, I got them for less than half price.
Damn.
You just always got to look because you never know what's going to be in there.
Yeah, especially this time of year, they start trying to blow stuff out to make that profit for the end of the year. Start coming across some good deals on new tools.
Harbor Freight, I know this sounds crazy, but Harbor Freight's having a big sale, a parking lot sale. Yeah, it's like, yeah, what? Harbor Freight having a parking lot sale? But no, this one coming up October, the first week of October, if you're part of the Insider Club, you get to go before the weekend and get the same deals and stuff. I think I am signed up for it. But anyway, 20, 25, up to 35% off on a lot of stuff, a lot of tools, a lot of a lot of stuff. There's a couple of things that I want to that I'm definitely wondering if I can, I don't know, do some extra work around the yard or something, and let Judy allow me to buy something. I know I want a I want one of those, I don't know what it's called, the sander, the little sander that moves up and down that you can, it's a bench top.
Spindle sander.
Spindle, that's it. I want one of them.
Yeah, one of those I have found has been useful as hell anytime you're standing anything not straight. Those things, you throw some 80 grit on there, you can shape just about anything.
Yeah, they're great for your router templates, fine-tuning router templates.
I definitely want to, I'm going to have to get into dust collection. It's going to have to be a thing, because it's terrible out there right now. I'm doing the old, I got a big fan pointing out the back door and a big fan pointing in the front, and I just kind of try to keep it all moving in one direction, you know. But so I'm gonna need some tips and tricks. It looks like you've got some dust collection going on in there, Ole. Is that what's hanging there behind you?
Yeah, that's just your standard Cyclone, you know, with the shop vac type setup. I'm actually going to be adding filters to my air scrubber, because especially when I'm painting and it's shut up in here, it gets god awful in here. So I need a little bit more airflow to run through those filters. And actually, I got it's a ventilator from Harbor Freight. It's a gray one. I think it's an 8-inch that I got inside my air scrubber. So I got it drawing air through the filters and blowing out the bottom. That little thing works really good for an air scrubber compared to what those air scrubbers cost. I think I got that ventilator on sale for like $45 or something last year. So it's a hell of a deal. And I run the same thing to exhaust my laser. I got that in line on some flexible hose to exhaust the laser out of the shop.
You got dust collection, Chase?
Yes, I have the big, it's a Delta. I think it has a 2-horse motor on it. I forget the CFMs that it is, but I have it, and I run a 4-inch hose from it to my planer, my joiner, my bandsaw. Then I have another Delta dust collector. It's a smaller one that it just has a bag that goes on the outlet. You can hang it on the wall or set it in the floor or whatever. And I used to store it underneath my workbench and run one dedicated hose straight to my table saw. But since I got this new table saw, the dust collection on it is not worth a damn. And I'm going to have to build a box or close this in as best I can to make some efficient dust collection. But on my laser, I have the Infinity something exhaust fan. And now that thing works great. I can open the shroud, I can open the lid on my enclosure that my laser's in and say this is the laser. I can hold a cigarette lighter out to here and try lighting a cigarette lighter, which it's got eight or 9 different speeds that it'll exhaust on. But I can light that cigarette lighter and it just sucks the flame right into it. And then I have a general air purification, I guess that's what you call it, that you hang up in the ceiling. Now I got it, and I'm going to tell you something. When I first got back into woodworking in my own personal shop and was working as much as in the shop as much as I could be, I would look at dust collectors and see how expensive they was, and I'm like, I can do without that. And then whenever you're putting 4 or 5 50-gallon trash bags out beside the road every week with nothing but sawdust in it. And then going in the house and tracking sawdust in the house and everything else. I finally got it. But I do not care if you are a millionaire with $1 million shop. There is nothing that you can do to contain every bit of sawdust that you're going to have in your shop.
Right.
It's just impossible. You can slow it down, but it's still impossible.
Yeah. I hate having to put on a damn mask, but I know I need to. I know it's like somebody said something about cedar, and I went to sanding on some cedar, and it made me sick. I mean, it made me like my throat, everything was just on fire. I was like, well, I guess that shit's true.
Yeah.
You need to not be doing so. Yeah, I haven't messed with sanding any more cedar till I can get something to, because the face things just do not work for me, or I can't breathe with them, or something. I gotta try to come up with something. So what do you suggest? Like I'm going to be starting out. I think I'm going to get the Harbor Freight's got that 16-gallon one. It's going to be on sale, and I think it's going to be. I think right now it's $169, and it's going to be like 20% off. I'd have to look again, but
that will do you just fine.
Yeah, I've read a few people talking about those after they got them. A lot of people knock them, but a lot of people say, especially for a smaller shop, it's way better than not having anything at all.
Yeah.
You know, and honestly, it's even better than these cyclone systems a lot of times.
I found Amazon's got everything, and there was a kit on there that came with, it came with like blast gates. I wonder if I can find that again. It came with a bunch of stuff. Now, of course, I know you have to have some other stuff to add on to it, but it looked like it was a pretty good deal. And I told Judy, I said, we're probably going to be $400 or $500 by the time we buy all the parts and pieces. But I figure, I'll run it up at the top and then run like 4 or 5 different down spouts with blast gates on them, and try to make each one of them. I know I'm going to be buying some damn adapter kits, because it looks like every single thing on every machine is a different size. The hookup to it.
You can buy a kit at Harbor Freight that comes with your dust collection hose, 2 or 4 blast gates, and then like on my joiner, it had an outlet for the dust to come out, but it didn't have a round hookup for any type of hose. It'll come with these plates. Like if you have a tool that don't have a dust collect port, you can bolt and seal it to it and then hook a hose to it. I think it was $70 like a year ago, and I got it, and I'm gonna tell you something, that's still what I'm using today as far as my hose and blast gates and stuff like that go.
Okay. It was PowerTech. That's the one.
PowerTech's decent.
It's $169, and it comes with 4 Y pipes, an elbow. Let's see, blast gates, a bunch of connectors and holders and all that. I mean, it doesn't look like a bad deal.
Like I say, any dust collection is better than none, because I was running in this shop just cleaning up after I was done. I was spending more time vacuuming damn sawdust than I was getting anything else accomplished.
Yeah, we have to stop every so often. And here it is, the 2.5. It's the same one, but it's 2.5. It's $135, but it comes with all the same stuff, but 2.5. That seems a lot closer to the size stuff that I have. I don't think I got anything that's 4-inch.
That's really not that's not a bad price at all for that many accessories in that kit.
Here, let me see. Show you what it's showing here. Yeah, so that's 5 blast gates, 4 Y pipes, an elbow, and then I don't know how long those pieces are. Let's see. They're 3 foot, so it's 4 3-foot dust collection pipes, which I'm sure I could buy some bendable stuff to connect them together if I have to. Like that right there, $17 for 10 foot.
Yeah.
Well, you might as well just add that to your cart, Rusty.
Right. Just go ahead and add.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I am gonna, let's see, isn't there a wish list on here? I'll put it in the wish list. There we go. Add to list. Yeah. Boom.
I need to get something along the same lines as that, because my big dust collector for right now, the only thing that I've been doing, I have one Y pipe, two blast gates, three blast gates, and a few other things, but right now they're laying over there on the floor. And I wheel my dust collector over to whatever tool I'm using and hook the hose up to it. And it works, that's fine, but it gets aggravating. You look in a lot of these guys' shop, they'll set their dust collector in a dedicated area and leave it. And then they'll run piping up. And I've watched several videos. There's always the big debate on smooth pipe, dust collection pipe versus the flexible with the ridges in it. The flexible stuff with the ridges in it will slow down the flow a little bit. But I have watched guys do so in-depth testing on this that it's not going to slow it enough down. It's not going to slow it enough down enough to matter. So if you can use any kind of flex hose, I'll tell you something I've used before. You can go out Lowe's or anywhere that sells dryer duct.
Yeah.
And you can use it. And then they make another dryer duct that's a solid metal. It's not the aluminum that you can poke your finger through. It's a solid metal. And you can use it. And you can get it from 2-inch all the way up to 8-inch, maybe even 10-inch. I'm not sure.
And it holds up under suction, huh?
And it holds up under suction. It's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I got on my laser from my actual enclosure going to the ventilator is that solid aluminum stuff. And then going from the ventilator to the outside is the flexible, real thin stuff. So
Right.
you get that solid stuff on that side of whatever you're using to outgas. That stuff works great.
We got Runic, the Hobbit, has jumped in there with us. He you never see that guy, you just kind of hear him, like one of those hobbits.
Well, he's quick. You got to be sharp to catch him.
I know it. You just can't never tell. There he went. See
that flash?
I was looking.
Anyone has ever seen of him.
Dang it. Yep. So I know that's what I got going on. Dang it. I need to get up there and go see Old Path. I was supposed to, and then I couldn't. And I think I'm going to try my next weekend. I don't forget when my next weekend. I may just go see him for a day because he ain't but like 3.5 hours or something from me. 4 hours maybe. If I leave early enough, I go spend the day and then drive back.
Yeah,
now, where is he?
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
North Mississippi. He seems like he's. I looked somewhere. He's north of. So I don't know. I'll have to look. And Suzanne, I want to ride by there and see that brand new shop. Rhinestone Suzanne.
What, your drone hasn't already been there checking it out?
My drone got grounded. It's FAA didn't like me flying it over people's houses. But
yeah, see, a lot of y'all are actually not too far away from each other. I think the closest person to me is Last Breath, old Josh, and he's about 4 or 5 hours, I think, from me. But I think that's the closest person in the community I know of to me.
So I know we've kind of got away from bringing in smaller channels over on DeLand's, and maybe we can Maybe we can get back to that. Have y'all seen anybody? Have y'all? So I noticed a couple. I noticed my my algorithm on YouTube has started showing me suggesting smaller channels, and I'm freaking like it. And let's see who. See if I can. I know I followed a couple of them, but I've got so many I can't watch everybody. It's crazy. But
Well, it seems like they're kind of pushing a lot of channels that are like the 5,000 and under subs. They seem to be doing kind of a big push.
yeah,
Yeah, there was a big write-up about that in their blog this month or last month about trying to changing the way lives are fed out and uh, also adding in the fact that we'll be able to do horizontal and vertical at the same time, which is kind of cool.
God, is that you? What?
Yes.
Who is that? Who is that? Oh, okay. Woo, just words started coming out of the air. I thought it was on me here. It's all over with. No, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I mean, dang it, they need to get the smaller channel. I mean, yeah, the big channels are great and all, and blah blah blah, and it makes them money, whatever. But
And I think they make more money off of the small guys than they do the big guys, because at the end of the day, you know, the big channels. One of my favorite channels is Nerd Forge. I don't know if you guys watch them or not.
Yes.
They are amazing, but
Yeah.
their projects are down to what, one video a month, maybe at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, now the projects are huge, so I totally understand why it takes so long. But you know, that's one of their larger channels, and if you're only getting a video every month from them, how much revenue are you actually making for YouTube? Whereas when you come to the smaller guys like us that are going live all the time or just cranking out videos or shorts, you know, we're the ones that are keeping everything fresh. So it's like that's kind of where the bread and butter is.
Yeah, and not to mention any channel that's sprinting and doing well that isn't monetized, YouTube's keeping 100% of that ad revenue. So
Exactly.
it's in their best interest to start pushing that.
Yeah. Yeah, so the hype thing, I see they're talking about it. Johnny asked if y'all been using the hype feature. I have not. I've just heard about it. I'm not even sure what it is, but I'm guessing it's got to be something like a like button or a share or something. I don't know.
Kinda. I seen it on one video, and that's it. I haven't ever seen it again. So I don't know if they're just doing it to a select channel base size or something, but I saw it once and it's never popped up for me again.
Okay.
So what's it supposed to do? I saw the name of it, but I never got a detailed description.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go over. We have this little, it's crazy. We have this little black box over here you can type questions into, and it'll freaking give you answers. Kind of like the Magic 8 Ball, but different. What is the hype feature? Feature. How do you spell feature? Okay. I got to go back.
That's where the black box asking question falls apart. You got to remember how to spell shit.
It is so, and the AI overview is YouTube's hype is a free feature for mobile app users to support eligible emerging creators, channels with under 500,000 subscribers. That's emerging.
Wow.
By boosting their videos. Users can hype up to 3 eligible videos per week, with each hype contributing points that help the video climb a country-specific leaderboard for up-and-coming creators. The fewer subscribers a creator has, the more bonus points are applied to their hypes, creating a more level playing field. Whatever. How about just when I search something, don't just give me all the top people. Give me everything you got. You know, when I say woodworking, give me everything instead of mixing in other crap and stuff that you want me to look at. And I mean, come on. All right, how I with it. So it's got to be a mobile. It's in the mobile app. The viewer select how many points to send. Smaller channels receiving more points, leaderboard, blah blah. I don't know. Yeah, this sounds like a bunch of hype, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I've actually been coming across a few channels based out of the UK over across the pond ever since we've had some in your lives here. I've been kind of widening my berth a little bit on channels and stuff, and there's actually a whole lot of UK creators that are doing some really, really cool stuff out there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they measure in that thing that nobody knows how. I mean, they say 12 millimeters. I don't know. Are they talking, like 5 inches or 5 foot? Nobody knows. Nobody.
Rusty,
At least
get
over here.
you a laser, you will come over to the dark side of the metric system in no
Oh.
time flat. I
Oh,
swear to
man.
God, I have fought it until I got that laser. Now, I almost hate using inches.
That's what she
Big
said.
10 math. Well, I mean,
Look,
I get it. Look, in the automotive, I've noticed in the automotive thing, metric bolts, millimeter metric, whatever, they are actually, the thread pitch is actually superior to American. It doesn't matter how far that bolt is in there. Once you break it loose, you can spin it all the way out with your fingers.
yep.
Where
Yeah, I
you can't
hated the metric bolts they were using back in the 90s. They started really coming out with that in vehicles. I despised it.
But
Now
it's actually,
it's everything now.
yeah, it's
yeah.
the thread pitch is way better. I do have to admit to that. But
Yeah,
whatever.
here I looked it up. Here's one of those channels I pop into. I'll throw it into the chat here. It won't let me link, but that's one, and he does a lot of rustic builds. He's actually like Chase. He does this for a living. He every day he is doing woodworking for a
Yeah.
living, and he's doing some pretty neat stuff.
Cool.
Red's workshop. I've watched Red's workshop.
Yeah. It they got some good creators over there. I forget who it was. I was watching one guy. He was showing his workshop. I'm like, damn, I thought I had a small workshop, and he's like working out of a garden shed, but he's making cool shit. I was like, damn, see, that's what I need to be doing.
Yeah, there's some people that's all that is. It's something that'll fit a riding lawnmower in, and maybe some rakes and shovels, but they're making it happen, man. I mean, that's proof positive. You don't need a huge shop or anything. I mean, not even the little garage I got. You don't need anything that big to actually make stuff happen and get to doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
had a 16 by 18 shed in the backyard when I was in Texas, and I had a 12 by 16 shop when I lived in Florida. And, they did the trick. I had one of those carports from Harbor Freight, the little pop-up carports that I use for my table saw and stuff, but that's just because I needed an outfeed table. So everything I own is pretty much covered in rust now, but Florida does that to everything. But you don't like keep the space. It's like if you're committed to trying to do it, there's ways to do it. You have to have the drive to get out there and do something.
Yeah, he's right. If you got the dedication, it doesn't matter if you even have a workshop.
Yep.
If you've got a few tools to get started with, if you have the dedication to get out there and build something and that passion and fire's inside of you, you're going to do it. I mean, there was a time years ago that the first stovetop cover that I ever made was on my cousin's back porch. And I did the whole thing, and it looks exactly like what I'm doing right now. It took a little longer, and it was a little bit more challenging and difficult, but I wanted to make stuff, and that's what I did. So if you want to do something, and it don't have to be woodworking, anything shop related, if you're wanting to do it and you have that drive, you're going to find a way to make it happen.
Yeah, there's a guy, what is it? What's his channel? What's in Your Hand? woodworking. He's doing it in his backyard, not undercover or nothing. He is literally setting his table, his saw, whatever he's using. He's setting that up right in his backyard, right out on the grass, and that's how he's doing it. He's doing cutting boards, small table builds. He's doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll tell you something else that discourages a lot of people is they'll watch people like us on YouTube do woodworking or whatever hobby that it is that they want to get into, and they're watching these guys, especially like if you watch guys that's got over 100-some thousand subscribers that's making good money off of YouTube every month, not to mention the money from the stuff that they're creating. But they look at them and they see the big $1,500 table saws that they have, $5,000 in dust collection, or a $4,000 wood lathe, and then they look at their chisels, a basic little hand chisel, or a hand plane that costs $200 or $300, or a set of chisels that costs $500 or $600, and they're like, all right, and they get away from it immediately. I've watched people with your basic tools, hand tools, the cheapest, the bottom of the barrel that you can go out Lowe's or even Walmart and buy right now, and build high quality furniture like you see on YouTube from these guys that have all this stuff in their shop, and they can create just the same product. Where the difference is like Runit said, that passion, that drive, the dedication to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. Like some of my favorite tools are Harbor Freight tools. All my clamps are Harbor Freight. I use the dang thing for everything. My favorite, okay, well, I take that back. My favorite hand plane now is a little cheap Japanese plane that I bought, but before that, it was a Harbor Freight plane. I did a little bit of work on it. That thing flies. That's everything I needed to do. It's a $15 hand plane. Like, you don't need to spend, it's nice if you can afford a Veritas, great. But you don't need it. There's, you don't have to have it. I've got a DeWalt planer, power planer, but shoot, I held off on buying that thing for 10 years. Just making do. Like doing long rips on my table saws and killing, which is why I bought the Grizzly Pine, because they had a good deal on it a couple of years back. But I was tired of going through contractor saws because I wouldn't buy the planer. So I'm standing boards up on end and ripping them on that fence, locking the fence down like you were talking about earlier about trying to keep it square, just using clamps to lock it down and then running. You're just burning those motors up, but it was still cheaper than buying a planer for them. So you make do. You do what you got to do.
Yeah. What drove me to start woodworking, don't get me wrong, I love the hobby of it. There's two sides of woodworking for me. There's my hobby to where I can come down here in my shop and what I want to do is a blank canvas. And I can just do whatever I want to do. Then the other side of woodworking for me is I've got 16 people in my messenger box screaming at me wanting their stuff 2 weeks ago, and I haven't even started it yet. All right. So there's a hobby side, joy and pleasure on one side, and then there's a job on the other side. But when I first started this journey in making money with woodworking, only tools that I had was a speed square, a level, a skill saw, a Black & Decker jigsaw, and I bought an old vintage Craftsman 8-inch table saw that would shock you. I don't know what had happened, but if you touched the cast iron top while you was running that saw, it would electrocute you. So I had to take the motor off of the back, and anywhere where the motor made contact to the steel on the table saw, I had to put like gaskets in between them to keep that electricity quit flowing through the table saw. But I kept
My dad had the
stuff.
same saw.
I kept doing the stuff. I started selling a little bit of stuff here and there, and I seen that I could make some money. So I was like, okay, these tools that I want that I don't have, this is how I'm going to get them. Ole can tell you right now, I have bought tool after tool after tool after tool after tool, and I am not rich, guys. I'm telling you right now. If I get in my truck right now, it's going to tell me that I got 34 miles to empty whenever I turn the key on. I am not rich by no means, but I take my money that I make from my woodworking and put it back into my woodworking. You know what I'm saying? The biggest portion of it. And do I need everything I have? No. But can I use everything that I have and have revenue come in from it? Yes. Or at least that's what I tell my wife anyway.
I mean,
Okay.
I just hear something every now and again.
Lasers. I think all
What about-
three of y'all have lasers. So what are the pros? What are the cons? What do we need to, well, like, if I was to get, of course it's not going to be for a while, but of course I'd like to play around with one. That's what she said. What is a good beginner laser, and what are some of the pitfalls of a
Depends
beginner
on what you want to do with it. Like when you say beginner laser, there's a lot of different things to cover because it really depends on what you want to do. If all you want to do is engrave, then a little $135, Chicom job from Amazon or eBay will engrave on something. If you want to cut, you're going to have to buy a better laser.
Right.
So it just depends on what you're after. There's a lot of different entry points, and each of them depends on what your goal is.
So for me, it would be to put images on stuff, I guess to engrave them to a certain extent, but
You need
Yeah,
a
like
5
what
watt
I
laser.
started
It's
out
really
with.
all you need.
I started out with the 10-watt laser, and that's still what I got. I got it because it was cheap. I got it on sale, and then I got the rail system cheap. I mean, that does what, 850 millimeter square now. It's on a 4x4 table, so it'll take a big piece of whatever you want to engrave on. And I
Right.
do my glass plates, 10-watt laser. That's all you need, but I'm not doing a whole lot of cutting unless it's on really thin stock, like 1/8 inch stock. So again, kind of like Runic was saying, you want to do some heavy cutting, you're looking at a more powerful laser, so that's going to be a bigger entry point.
Yeah. The lasers that I have, I lucked up on. I had talked to Ole. I had talked to Steve with My Honey's Handmade, and I had talked to somebody else about the lasers because I really wasn't feeling the laser thing at first, and so I bought a CNC machine. And don't get me wrong, I liked the CNC machine for personalizing stuff engraved because whenever I would sell personalized stuff, the first thing people would ask, is it painted, is it vinyl, or is it engraved?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say, well, it's painted. You know what I'm saying? They're like, well, it can wear off. They wanted it engraved. So I bit the bullet, bought the CNC, and I loved it. It works great. I still have it. But I found that I wasn't using it nowhere near as much as what I thought that I would be. So I started looking for a laser because of Ole. I watched one of Ole's videos, and he used his laser to make some router templates. And I was like, man, that to make a router template on the laser and not have to sand and all the work that goes into making one by hand. I was like, I need that for router templates. Well, I found me one, and I haven't made the first router template with it. But I called Steve with My Honey's Handmade. This guy, he's probably about 2.5 hours away from me, had listed this one on Marketplace. And he said that it was a 90 watt, but it's not. It's a 40 watt. And he had done hundreds of dollars worth of upgrades to this thing. He put the extension on it. He had a stainless steel enclosure built for it, bought the exhaust fan, air assist, put limit switches on it. I mean, he did all kinds of stuff. I can put a 2 foot wide by 4 foot long piece in mine. And whenever I got it here, I was like, okay, I'm never going to figure this out. And it's nowhere near as hard as what I thought it was going to be. But I have used it mainly for lettering things, putting images on things, the pins that I've been turning. I turned the pins, started listing them for sale. I sold a couple, but as soon as I put one in that laser and could put somebody's name on it and listed it, letting people know that I could do it, then I have people in church wanting to buy one for 10 people in the church. I have companies saying, well, I want to order how many ever that they need for their employees for a Christmas party for giveaways. And it's just that personalization that you can get out of it. And if I would have known that a 10 watt or a 5 watt laser would have done that, I would have bought one a long time ago.
That was the first one I had. Is I bought a 2.5 watt. It was 400 millimeters by 400 millimeter bed, and it had a 2.5 watt laser on it. And then I bought a 10 watt laser from some Russian company, and pulled the laser off and changed the circuit board immediately. Went with like a SaneSmart circuit board on it so that I could run Lightburn. And I used it for 2 years, I guess, making cutting boards for real estate agents. And then sold it to a buddy of mine when we were moving. And I've got my Shapoko 3 CNC, and I kept it. And then I wanted another laser, and then I ended up buying Steve's old X tool. So, and that thing is supposed to only be 10 watt, but I've cut 1/2 inch with it. It takes a while, but I've cut clean through 1/2 inch, and not plywood, like 1/2 inch hardwood. So it's now, like I said, it takes a minute, but it'll do it. So, you know, if you put in like a little piece of plywood or something, man, it'll cut that stuff no problem, like butter. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
And right now, I think a big thing in just the woodworking market in general, like Chase was saying, personalization.
Yes.
Or if you can make, like I did for those lanterns on my last video, if you can make customized inserts or anything else. I mean, if you can do things that people want, whether it's a name, a shape, a design, if you can make that happen, they'll pay you. And if you can put it on something you're already making, that's just more money.
You get people that will message you and say, they'll send you a picture with some type of personalization. And if they ask the question, can you do this? And you message them back and you say yes, that's a guaranteed money in your pocket right there.
Yep.
So, which one of you is going to be the first one to get the X Tool F2 whatever dual flagship 60 watt, 40 watt diode dual laser engraver for $6,500?
I still work for a living, so I'm not down with that.
That thing looks amazing.
I'll stick with the M1 that I bought from Steve. Thanks. That thing's great. I love it.
Yeah, they're coming out with some really nice lasers, especially the IR lasers that they got that you can mark plastic, kind of like Apple does on their charger and stuff like that. There's a huge customization market just waiting for all sorts of people to get into, but you got to pay to play with those.
Mm-hmm. The one that I got
is difficult.
The one that I got whenever I had found it, which I'm still not real smart when it comes to lasers to know what to go for and what not to go for. I had been talking back and forth with Steve, and I was talking to this guy about this laser, and I think he had it listed for $400. And I messaged him and I was like, what is the absolute least you will take for it? If we can meet on a good agreement, I will come right now and get it. And I told him, I said, I'm gonna have to ride about 2.5 hours to get to you. And he's like, I tell you what, you give me $300, I'll let you have it with all the. I've got a box of parts laying over here somewhere with more upgrades for it that I don't know how to put on that came with it. And he's like, bring me $300, you get it. I said, give me 5 minutes and I'll tell you yes or no. So I messaged Steve and shared the post to him. Steve immediately called me. He said, if you can get that laser for $300, he said, you better go get it right now because somebody else is going to get it if you don't. And I didn't ask no questions or nothing. I messaged that guy. I said, I need your address now. And I went and got it. And I do not regret it a bit. I absolutely love it.
Heck yeah. I want to mess. I definitely want to mess around with one. I just like the whole technology thing and learning. I just like learning shit, you know. And
yeah.
And you know, when I was you know, you always hear, well, if I'd have been doing this when I was younger, you know, and that's the truth. I was just worried about partying all the damn time when I was younger. I wasn't thinking about anything else, chasing women, chasing girls. Dumbass.
Yeah. And you have the people that will debate. And
Uh-oh.
We lost them.
His phone probably died. Damn it.
Well, I think where he was going is debate the whole if you're really doing woodworking, if you're using a laser. And I mean, that's been debated, I don't know how many times, even to the extent, well, is power tools under
Yeah.
the same thing? Are you woodworking if you're using a power saw instead of a hand saw? There's always the purists out there, I guess. But I mean, to me, I don't do a lot of woodworking per se with a laser. I pretty much use it to customize things, you know, like the glass plates that I do. Take cheap plates and customize them, make them what someone wants.
all right, can you all
Things
hear
like that.
me?
Yeah, somebody call
Welcome
you?
back.
What the fuck?
Yeah, we can hear you. So I was over here on xtool.com, and apparently if you will enter your email to subscribe with them, they're going to give you 400 plus free files, SVG files for your laser. All you have to do is sign up, enter your email to subscribe, and download your 400 plus ready to craft free SVG project files now over on xtools.com.
Huh.
I don't know if you all could still hear me or not. I couldn't hear y'all.
Yeah, we could hear you just fine. What happened? You get a phone call?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
But
the phone probably
the
died.
debate,
Yeah.
I've been one of the people that has been in them debates saying that CNCs and lasers is not a part of woodworking. And I used to agree with that until I purchased both of them. And I'm going to tell you something. All right, take YouTube out of the equation. You go to big time production woodworking shops that's building custom furniture, this, that, whatever. And I can
Mhm.
guarantee you they'll have a big ass CNC and they'll have a big ass laser in their shop. And so it is definitely a part of woodworking. For me, it is me because that laser has helped put several tools in this shop and it's helped purchase several board feet of lumber as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that whole customization angle. I mean, if you're not willing to look at another avenue to be able to customize products, I mean, you can do it with a router or a hand engraver or something, you know, and you can engrave and stuff like that, but it's almost it really gets to be it's almost like having a shop hand that you don't have to pay per hour. You can set something up, let it do its thing, and you can be doing something totally different. So honestly, you're being a lot more efficient, and the more you can get done in the same amount of time, the more money you're gonna make.
Yeah. Yeah. And I still do personal, like on this noodle board. Before we got live, I had put the stencil down and it's painted. And I'll have people, they'll say, well, how is it more expensive to have it laser engraved or is it more expensive to have it painted? And for me, it's more expensive for me to paint it because I
Yep.
have to put a stencil on there. That takes time. Once I put the stencil on there and I do the painting, there's a whole lot more room for error whenever I'm doing that because it takes time. Like I told Rusty before we started, this noodle board doing the lettering on it had kicked my ass since 5 o'clock. If she had wanted it lasered engraved, I could have put the piece in the laser, worked up, programmed what I wanted it to do, hit the start button, and as long as it was engraving in the right place, I could walk away from it and started working on the toy box that I have to have done by Saturday.
So I'll throw that out there to Rusty's question about where to start for entry on lasers. If you can find one that will frame your cut or your burn, that's what you want. If you can afford one. I didn't know I needed it until I bought this X tool, and the M1 has a framing feature, and all it does is it goes out and whatever the maximum extents are of the project, it runs the laser at 1% power, which isn't enough to cut anything, and you can just see it trace the outline on you. So when you're setting your materials, it basically guarantees that your stuff's going to be right where you want it. So a couple of pencil marks on your board or whatever you're engraving to, run the trace pattern, make sure that it touches all your marks, and then hit go and you're good to go. Just piece of cake.
Yeah.
And then like Chase was saying, you know, you can walk away from it, you can be doing something else, it's over there making money. You know,
Yeah.
and it charges way less an hour than I do.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it will the amount of profanity that you use in the
Yes.
shop will definitely be cut down too.
Very true.
All right. I don't know. I'm just looking through different tool sites, seeing if anything catches my fancy. I seen and I don't know who makes it. I seen a rafting square, you know, the big old triangles, that somebody was making that the foot actually moved, could tilt side to side. And I was trying to find that again. It makes it really, and I haven't been able to find that. I've seen it on one of those, you know, one of those where they're in the convention center and they're walking around all the places, and I missed what the name of it was, but I've been looking. I thought,
shows are the worst.
huh?
I said trade shows are the worst. You get there and you got those guys that know that product inside and out, and they've been training on it with the guys that designed it, you know, and they can run it like it's nothing, and then you get it and you're just like look like the Three Stooges all by yourself.
Yeah.
I went to a trade show this morning, and a guy had stopped by our shop, and because he knows we purchase many different types of materials, tools, what have you. And he stopped by our shop the other day, and he's like, stop down by such address on Thursday at 7 o'clock in the morning. We're going to have free breakfast, free lunch. There's going to be so many vendors there. So this morning I was running late, and I told the guy that I work with, I was like, let's run down there and get us some free breakfast. So we did. Well, I run in. Well, they have a DeWalt vendor down there, so I had to go over and speak to him, see what was going on. And actually, I found out some pretty cool stuff on some new stuff that they're getting ready to release. And I got a DeWalt hat, a Milwaukee hat, a Festool hat. I got a few T-shirts from other vendors. I don't know. It was real cool to go in there, but I never was big on going to them trade shows and seeing all the products because, like Runick said, these guys make it look like it's just going to make your life so much easier. And then you get it and you get home, and it will yours too, but you got to learn how to use it first.
Right.
But I walked around and seen what everybody had, asked a ton of questions. And I told the guy that I was like, I bet they hate seeing me walk up to their booth because they know I'm about to ask 5 million questions. And he said, no. He said, that's what they're here for. That they want to draw you in so you can ask him questions. But I found a lot of stuff, and I got 6 books over here on my workbench that when I get off this live that I got to go through. That's probably going to cause turmoil in this house with my wife.
I still got that cot, Chase. It's ready for you.
I thought I was going to need it when I bought that helical cutter head for my planer. That was a big deal.
Well, I'm just down the mountain range from you a little bit, man. So I got a cabin out here if you need
it. Where are you at, Runick?
I'm in southeast Kentucky or south central Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm in Kentucky often.
So, yeah, I'm right up, as the crow flies, I'm about 4 miles from Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
If you want to drive to Tennessee, it's 2 hours, though.
Right.
So,
Dang, you ain't but about 4 hours away from me either. I can get to Nashville in about 4 hours.
Yeah, I'm dead. If I drive to, all right, y'all were talking earlier about having to go places. I have to drive into, it's almost an hour to get to a Lowe's for me. And if I want to go to a Home Depot, I got to drive to Knoxville, which is 2.5 hours.
Okay.
So I don't buy anything from big box stores anymore because I got plenty of lumber mills around here, and the local, I guess it's kind of a local home improvement store, but it's family owned, and those guys have been a dream for me. Like when we first moved out here, they didn't know me from Adam, and I called them and I needed some lumber for a project, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll get it out to you as soon as we can." And then they called me like 45 minutes later, and they're like, "It's on the truck. Are you going to be home?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I haven't been to town to pay for it yet." And they're like, "Don't worry about it. Just pay us when you get here." And it's just the small town mentality is amazing.
Yeah.
But these guys have been great. So they also happen to own the cattle farm that I get my beef from. So that's, it works out really well.
When you get into those little mom and pop businesses, I mean, they appreciate each and every customer they got. They treat each and every one of them with that kind of level of respect and appreciation that you just don't get from your Home Depot, your Lowe's, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the guy at the lumber counter gave me his personal phone number. He's like, "Text me anytime you got questions about pricing or when we can deliver something or whatever." So
Yeah.
if I'm in the shop and I go, "Oh crap, I need something," I just pick up the phone and text him. About 10 minutes later, I'll get a message back, and if it's something I need, he'll have it on the truck either that afternoon or in the morning, and I'll just pay when I get to town. So it's real convenient.
Switching subjects here real quick. Is Miss June still is she still hanging around chat? I need to bring something to her attention. So during our live, I think it was our last one so Amy Jo, I wonder if Amy Jo got her thing yet. So they wanted the speakers. Amy Jo, donated whatever. So I sent her hers, and Miss June donated some money. And after I got to looking, you can't send anything to the UK made of wood unless it goes through an inspection process because of the bugs and whatever and blah blah blah. Okay, good. She's here. So Judy and I thought outside the box. Judy has pretty much made this thing. Is that right there, honey? Toss it. So Judy has pretty much created this thing. It is a speaker, but we had to make it. Of course, it's got a vinyl on it to make it look like wood. But we have made this for Miss June. That's our, the little, put your phone in it and it amplifies the sound. And this is going to be going out to you, Miss June. But I'll have you know that it was pretty much Judy's. She ran with the idea. So what we did was we created it out of cardboard. And if you take cardboard and use wood glue and layer it and go alternating, the striations or whatever, it cuts after it dries. It cuts like wood. It acts like wood. I mean, it's freaking hard. I was amazed at what this did. And then Judy's like, well, let's see if we can find some vinyl to make it look like wood. But so this is exactly the same as the ones made out of wood, but it's made out of cardboard and it cut and everything the same. This is pretty neat. And apparently there's a whole community of people making furniture out of cardboard, gluing them together and doing all kind. And it looks like freaking wood. Of course, you got to put something on the outside to make it look like wood, but yeah. So this is going to be coming to you, Miss June. and it works. I've used it a couple of times. You stick your phone in it and it amplifies it. It points the sound right directly at you.
That's pretty cool.
And Judy has done 99%. I cut the pieces. She did everything else. So yeah, I had thought there might be something about sending wood over there, and when I got to looking, it was like, yeah, it's got to be, it's got to go through an inspection process and have labels and shit stamped on the wood, and it's got. I was like, well, shit, we got to come up with something. So,
Guys, I'm going to have to hop off of here. My wife is going to be here any minute, and she's been at a parade with our grandson all evening, and she's going to want to tell me about it, show me
oh yeah,
pictures, videos, and all that. So
oh yeah,
I'm going to hop out of here. But Rusty, I really appreciate you having me on here. I've had a
yeah,
blast.
man.
Holy, Runic, love you guys, and I will catch y'all on the next one, man.
Heck
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Have a
We
good
should-
Y'all
one,
have a good
Chase.
night.
Thank you, man. You too.
All right, we'll be wrapping this up anyway. I got Beaver After Dark is going to be starting here in about 30 minutes or so. So yeah, I've learned a lot. Tim List was asking, and I think he probably heard you say it depends on what you want to do with it, Tim. But how much is an entry X tool system? Well, which one is it? Well, none of them are cheap. I can tell you that, Tim. I was just looking myself.
So that
that's
one right there is the M1, and that's probably the best you're going to do as far as entry level goes. If you're looking for one, look on eBay. X Tool actually sells on eBay refurbished units.
Oh, okay.
They come back to mother, they get revamped, they get checked out, all the boards get checked, the lasers get checked, you get new focus lenses put in them. And the funny thing is when I bought this one from Steve, the reason I jumped on it when I saw it in his shop sitting up in his rafters was because I had it in my cart on eBay and I drug my feet. And the day that I decided I was going to pull the trigger and go and buy it, it had sold like 30 minutes before I went in there to buy it. And I was like, man. And so like 2 days later, I'm on his live and he's talking about cleaning out the rafters to put wood. And I saw the X tool sitting up there. So I sent him a message. I'm like, what's that X tool? What's wrong with it? He's like, nothing. I'm like, well, why is it up there? He's like, because I've got my CO2. I don't use it anymore. I'm like, well, how much do you want for it? And he sent me a price and I was like, gimme,
Heck yeah.
But I think I want to say that the one that I was looking at was like $600 or $650 refurbed from X Tool, which is, Ole can tell you that's like really reasonable because these are $1,500 units.
Yeah.
That's like half price. It's really good.
Yeah, that's something like that is attainable for me. Like that's something I can see, a couple of weeks saving up and I could do something like that. So that might be something I look into in the future.
Well, realistically, if you're serious, you can get a refurb one like that, and you can make that money back pretty darn quick if you put a little bit of time into it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm at the stage right now that I'm just pretty much making stuff for people just because I freaking love doing it. I like the creative process, and I just wish
it keeps him out of trouble.
Yeah, it keeps me out of trouble.
Where's that whipping stick?
Yeah, no.
That helps too.
Yeah. But I love the creative process and trying to figure stuff out and figuring out screw ups. Oh shit, I just screwed this up. What can I do to fix this or make it look different or whatever?
Well, the cool thing about like even this M1 is it's not a very large unit and the power supply for it is not very big. It has Bluetooth connectivity, so you don't even have to have a USB cable for it if you got a laptop. And then if you've got if you've got the,
Don't fall.
I'm going to die. And then if you've got the tumbler for it and you can do rounded items, glasses or, drink holders or whatever, you could literally get a booth fee at like a little pop-up market, $50 for a booth for the day. And you could sit there and do custom stuff for people and you'd probably pay for the unit in a single day. Like
Wow.
almost guaranteed. Because you can put their name on it while they wait. Or if you go, like, let's say you go to a car show, do like a bunch of Ford logos, Chevy logos, Dodge logos, have those pre-made. And then somebody comes up and goes, oh man, I got a 69 Dodge Dart. And you go, cool, what's your name? And they go, Chris. And you're like, all right, cool. And you put Chris 69 and then just the Dodge logo. The Dodge logo is already drawn. You already have the SVG for it. So all you have to do is type out Chris and 69 and hit go, and it takes 5 minutes to run. And you just sold that tumbler for $50 or whatever. So it's, there's money to be made if you just think about where you want to market it.
Yeah, my mom keeps pushing me. We have a local little it's like, I don't know how to explain it, the indoor flea market. And you just like set up a booth and people walk through. You don't have to be there. They take care of all the selling type stuff. And she keeps pushing me, hey, look, we'll go in half on it and I can sell, a bunch of my junk in there and you can put your stuff in there. And I'm like, well, I mean, it can't hurt. It's just going to go up there and sit, like somebody might, they get a decent amount of traffic. I don't know. It's a small town, maybe.
I sell at a local consignment shop. It's an artisan shop run by the Heritage Foundation here in town, and the money goes back into keeping the train track running and stuff like that. And it's 75-25, and whatever I want to put up there. So I've got a bunch of my pens, I've got wallets, pretty much anything you guys have seen me make is sitting up there.
Okay.
And I don't do a tremendous amount of business through them, but I do enough that it's worth going up there and putting in a couple of volunteer days a month, and, I think I've sold more rings up there than anything else. Well, I sold a bunch of wallets last year, but, but it's one of those things that, I think you should do it, man, because when you can just put it on the table and leave it and somebody else is going to worry about the sale, then it's worth paying them the little bit of overhead to cover you. And then when you sell it, that's a sale you would have otherwise not gotten. And it's a potential future customer that may come back for something else.
Cool. All right. I guess we're going to wrap this up. Final words, Oli?
Get out and make something. Doesn't matter what it is. Go make something, anything.
Heck yeah, I agree. I'm having fun learning and making. Thank you, Runic. Thank you, Chase, for joining in. If you're listening, thank you, Oli, and everybody that hung out with us tonight. And hopefully, Deland will be back next week, and maybe we'll get some games or something going on with Deland. Y'all take care, and we are out.
Have a good night.
Take care, guys.